What's going on out there, everyone? It's your boy Mike Ryder, Mr. Accountability, the man behind the microphone. You are tuned in to another edition of Mike Ryder Talks. I got a special guest on the line with me tonight, but before I get into my guest, let me get into this. Mike Ryder Talks is live every Tuesday, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you're looking at this on any platform, follow me, subscribe, like, give me some hearts, comment, let me know that you're out there, and always be ready for the show every week because I give y'all entrepreneurs, community leaders, forward thinkers, and future entrepreneurs that you guys need to get to know. Every one of my guests have unique stories, unique backgrounds, services that they offer that will be a help to everyone in the community. Just like my guest tonight. I'm going to get into one more thing before I introduce who he is. Y'all know I got to show love to me sponsor. Y'all know I deal with the cook shop. I'm going to tell y'all about the cook shop. They have natural handmade products that help you to relax, help you sleep, help you combat depression, anxiety, loss of sleep, lack of sleep. You know what I'm saying? Waking up in the middle of the night. None of that'll happen. Let me put that stuff on the screen for y'all, just in case y'all, want to do a little business with them. The cook shop, man, they have the salves in stock right now. They got the hemp rats for my people who like to smoke. Those are not cigarettes. That's not tobacco. That's not weed. This is hemp. This is legal. You know what I'm saying? They got the pre-rolls. They got the edible oil. They got my personal favorite, that tea. So what I do with that tea is I boil me a pot of water, just enough to make me a cup. Pour my water in the cup. I take one of those big juicy bags and put it in the cup, let it steep for about 10 minutes. I drink that at bedtime. And you know what? I get a great night's sleep. The thing about the cook shop, they have a website you can go to. And it's right there in the ticker at the bottom of the screen, www.thecookshop.com. You can make a purchase of any of their amazing items, just like this pack of coffee. And with the cook shop coffee, it does the reverse of Folgers. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't wake you up. It doesn't get you going. It kind of relaxes you. It mellows you out. So another good thing about the website, when you make the purchase, right before you check out, you can enter a promo code. When you put in the promo code Mike, M-I-K-E, that'll give you 10% off your order. Another great thing about them, they ship out. So if you're not around here, if you're national, they'll ship out to you. If you're local, they do in-town delivery. Another thing, if you're local, you can go buy Spark Macon and pick up from them. Holla at the cook shop, man. You may need their services. Let me get that off the screen. Let me get into my guest. I am joined by a young man who is a marketing genius in my eyes. From the things that I see from him, the hard work that he puts in, the dedication that he puts behind it, his knowledge. Mychal Connolly, how you doing tonight, my man?
Pretty good, man. How are you? Thanks for having me, brother.
Man, I'm doing good. I'm blessed. No complaints. And I thank you for coming on. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself, man.
So I'm the CEO of a company called Standout Truck, standouttruck.com. We are a mobile billboard company. What we do is we display ads, marketing messages. We celebrate people on a 3-sided billboard throughout the streets in our local area. And we have a good time doing it. We also we write stories on our clients, spread the word. We just pretty much help people get customers. That's the easiest way I could describe what we do.
And you know what? Before we get more into the Standout Truck, I noticed you have an accent. I haven't really heard you talk much. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Georgia. You're up in Massachusetts, correct?
Yep. Springfield, Mass. The birthplace of basketball. So without Springfield, Massachusetts, there's no basketball. Just putting it out there.
Hey, let's get into it. But even further into your roots, like I said, you have a strong accent. Where are you originally from?
So I was born and raised in Freeport, Bahamas, beautiful island. people ask me all the time, "Are you from Bahamas? What are you doing here?" You know, when I moved, I didn't understand what that meant. Like, but when my dad passed away about 6 years ago, and I went back, and I was like, "Bro, why are you, what are you, you lose your mind leaving here?" But I came here, I came to this country, you know, just to pursue dreams. I always wanted to run a successful business in America. Like that was a goal I had when I was 5. So like my stepfather had a pest control business, and he was open with the books. I would see like he would do extermination for restaurants, the hotel, and the one grocery store, and those checks were so much bigger. And we'd always go, you know, go over to Orlando, to Disney World, or places like that. And I just remember seeing all these hotels and all these restaurants and all these grocery stores, and I was like, man, if we did that here, we'd be rich. So as a kid, I always wanted to run a business in America, and so I really feel blessed to be able to be doing that today. So I'm thankful.
Okay, we fast forward from the Bahamas to Massachusetts. How do you like it over here since you've been here?
I love it, man. I say it's like it's you know it's been different phases, different challenges to overcome. Just you know, I think like now at 39, I've been here since I was about 17. So like now at 39, I'm more comfortable with who I am as a person. So like understanding and embracing like my culture where I come from is so huge into my business. Like with Standout Truck, everybody that works for me understands that the only thing we really focus on the most is customer experience. Like I need every one of my customers to have a excellent experience, and not that you can please everyone, but that's our goal. You know, at the end of the day, any review you read of my company, of Standout Truck, all we ever ask people is say, "Hey, listen, if you post online, just tag the page and leave us a review." We never tell them what to say. And if you read those reviews, you'll see a consistent message about people having a pleasant experience. I think like a lot of business owners sometimes focus on the bottom line, but you know, I focus on the customer experience. I believe just coming from that tourism world where like Bahamas, tourism is the #1 industry. So as a kid, you learn to treat the tourists so well with the goal of them coming back to their native country and telling their family and friends how much of a good time they had, that their family and friends want to come and visit the Bahamas. So a lot of that DNA is incorporated into Standout Truck, and it works. Is working really well for the brand.
And see, you already answered my next question. I was going to ask you, why is customer service so important, or what made you adopt that way of thinking with customer service? So it's customer service over the bottom line. And the reason you do that, that good customer service will translate into a great bottom line, correct?
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, man, people don't have to do. No one's obligated to do business with you, right? So when
Mm,
someone does business with you, you know, you have to take that as take that personal, like you know, like and make sure they're getting as much as they can out of it. And like I said, you know, I don't necessarily believe that the customer's always right, you know, because sometimes customers aren't right. But I believe your customer experience, it should be a pleasant experience. So no matter what, they would have to either lie about your service or they had a great experience. So that's
right.
the focus.
And you know what, man? I told you about this platform that I use. Anybody who's watching this your first time watching this, I can do things like this. I can put your comment on the screen. So if you have any questions for Mike or myself, or any statements that you want to put out there, I put it on the screen and read it. Um, my man CJC, who is the chat MVP, he said, I cruised to Bahamas last year in February. How was your experience, CJC? If you don't mind putting that in the chat for everyone. How is the Bahamas though, Mike?
I hope he had a great experience. You know what? So the beaches are good. The food is great. The drinks are amazing. But like the secret sauce to the Bahamas, man, is the people. Like some really, really cool people over there. Like you could be staying at a resort in the Bahamas, right? And I promise you, man, there's a good chance that you're gonna get invited to someone's house for Sunday dinner, man. That's just the kind of vibe. Like you might end up hitting it off with the jet ski rental guy, and then he becomes your friend for like the rest of your life. Like that's what our culture's like. Is a very welcoming culture. Like we just want to have a good time all the time, man. We want to see people happy. Like it's so wild, man. Like people could be going through some really serious things in their personal life over there, and like, you would never know, man, because they're just walking around smiling, happy, serving the tourists, and doing what they do, man. I that's what I love about it. The people's really the secret sauce to the Bahamas.
Oh wow. And you know what? We need to adopt that way of life over here, to be honest with you. Because if you go certain places over here, we're liable to mean mug you, and somebody might cuss you out for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Snap on you, look at you the wrong way. Whereas over there, like you said, they're very
asking about like a big adjustment. Like when I first moved here, like I was used to saying, "Hey, good morning, how you doing?" Like everyone's my friend. As every stranger, you just one conversation away from and getting a new friend. And like when I moved over and I would say good morning and people would like look at me funny, it was like that was like one of the biggest kind of adjustments.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on
So
now.
I had stopped for a while. I had stopped for a while even doing that. But like now, like I said, like being where I'm at mentally, I still do it. I do it for the shock factor now. I hold the door open for someone to say, "Good morning, how you doing?" and do it. So like it's funny to me now.
Hey, look, my sister, I'm gonna address the chat one more time, then I'm gonna get into big business. My sister, she says, what do you miss the most about being home in the Bahamas?
Besides family and friends, man, the food and like the desserts. So I call myself a closet fat boy, right? I lost like 100 pounds. So like in my head, like I'm still like a big boy, like, but so besides the food, besides the desserts, it's just the overall vibe, man. It's just like such a laid back pace. Like it's really like no worries, everything cool. That's how we do it over there. So like that's something that I wish I could bottle and have here. You know what I mean? Like I love the infrastructure here. I love the economic system here. I love the free enterprise system. I love the fact that anybody at any point could pick up and create something. I love that. But like if my ideal situation would be I would live and work here Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I would be in the Bahamas.
Hey, look, that guy CJC, like I said, chat MVP, he said it was an amazing experience. I was shocked how many islands cover the Bahamas. Got to see
700.
Jay-Z and Oprah's house. Love how they don't allow weapons and things on the island, but they have so many ways to travel water.
Yeah, it's just beautiful, man. It's like everything that when you Google the Bahamas and you see the pictures of the beautiful scenery, like that doesn't even really do it justice, man. It's just the overall vibe. It's the overall vibe. Like that's the thing. It's just like super chill. Like I said, man, it's like family oriented, man. Like you go there. And I only way I could say, like I said, man, you end up at someone's house at Sunday for dinner, but you're not even gonna be weird. You playing dominoes with everybody and hanging out, like the grandmother, everybody knows you, like you've been there. You family, bro. That's the vibe. So like it's a special thing. Like you don't understand it and comprehend it, like when you live in there, but like when you pull back from it and then you look at it and you go, oh, this is really special, man. This is really, really special.
You know what, Mike, man, let's not talk too much about hospitality and all that stuff. Let's get into
He said,
business.
"Yo, you about to make me go to Bahamas."
Hey, I'm not trying to make you get out of here no sooner than what you want to. So let's get into business. You are the CEO of the Standout Truck. How long have you had that business?
So I started this company March 9th last year, Biggie Day. I like to say the day Biggie died is the day we were born. And 2-3 days later, the whole country shut down, man. It was like perfect timing, Mike.
Perfect time. Come on now.
So, but even with that though, I joke about that. But like when I start, and I always tell people, anyone looking to start a business, you really have to be super strategic and you have to be a planner, right? So I didn't know COVID was coming, right? But when I drew up my business plan and was looking at my financial projections and everything and getting everything together for my business, like I had the first 3 months to operate as a loss anyway. Like I'm a worst case scenario thinker. So I was like, well, worst case scenario, no one's going to want to advertise on this truck. And what's that look like? And how do you spend the time to let people know that you have something of value for them to promote their businesses or to celebrate their loved ones? And to celebrate their loved ones part was like, when we do like one or two of those a week, something like that was not a big part of the plan. But when COVID hit, A lot of the seniors were most, I could say, like mostly hit, like when it comes to like immediately affecting like how things operate normally. So like because I was I go into I go into the schools a lot with my book, and I teach the kids out of my book. I actually used to sub in the school systems. I knew for the last, I took a break from business. So for the last 5-6 years, I was in the school. So like I watched these kids grow up. So I was like, man, we gotta do something for them, man. Like they have to have a moment. So that's when I decided to take a big part of my marketing budget instead of trying to like woo corporations and bigger companies, because they were holding on their marketing budget anyway because they didn't know what's going to happen with COVID. I said, let me just put that 90-day budget towards celebrating these kids. You know what I mean? So like what I did was I cut the price by 50%. So they were literally getting on the truck for $75, and the other half was coming out of my marketing budget. So like basically I was paying to celebrate the kids. And I did that not knowing when COVID would end. It's really, for me, it was about that moment helping the seniors. And man, it was such a beautiful thing, man. It was like just to see those kids smiling, see them happy, see the families happy. We do photography and everything. We give them like photo shoots so they could, capture that memory. And then to see them turn around and share those memories on social media with the community, it was really cool, man. So like, and it flowed right in my business plan. It just kind of shifted a piece we had like as a small thing became a little bigger thing, but it helped us work out some kinks in the business model and figure out ways to be more efficient and serve the people the right way. And it worked out. But yeah, we started March 9th, man, right before the pandemic.
Like last week, I want to say last Tuesday was your 1 year anniversary. And I was supposed to get you on last Tuesday, but I had a young lady. And the show still didn't work good, but we ain't gonna get into that. Me and her, we're gonna hook up later and do that again. This is fire. Like what you do with this truck, like I said, not him. The advertisements that you put on the truck, that's fire. We don't have anything around here from my understanding. What made you want to do this with a truck?
So like I said, I was taking a break from business, and while I was doing, because like I had wrote the book, and when I wrote the book, I'm 40 under 40 by Business West magazine in this area. So I wrote the book for my kids at Job Corps because I just wanted to just like not focus on business. I ended up in the ICU because of my weight and all the other stuff. So I just wanted to focus on being healthy. So I took a job at Job Corps in Chicopee, Massachusetts. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just teach these young men how to be men, how to handle their business, take care of their responsibilities. Because at the time, I was running my first business, Stinky Cakes, where we took disposable diapers and made them look like cakes. And we used to deliver those. And I saw a lot of like, it was a lot of single mothers and teenage pregnancies. And I was like, it was frustrating to me to not see the young men there. So like that became my mission. And I was actually part of the Stinky Cakes model to like address that. But so I just pulled that out and decided to go to Job Corps and just teach these young men about being men and being responsible. But while doing that, they embraced that. And they just started saying, man, mister, something's different about you. So they started Googling me and they saw like what I had accomplished in business. So they started asking me like, yeah, all this stuff you're teaching is cool. The success stuff is cool, mister. This discipline stuff is cool, but why don't you teach us business too? So I was like, yeah, business, you slick. I was trying to take a break from it. So I started teaching them business, and I just started jotting down notes and bullet points as to what I wanted to teach them. And those notes just became my book, Launch and Stand Out. So I never really set out to write a book. It was just out of the love for the kids and wanting them, because at Job Corps, they teach them like really good trades and skills that if they pull some resources together, they can make really good money. So I just wanted them to see that part of it too. Don't just learn this trade, don't just learn to be an electrician, but you could start your own electrical company. Or like, and if you give kids that kind of goal, you could teach them the importance of the apprentice part of the job, you know what I mean? And all the certifications and how all this could turn into like really good money in like 5 to 6 years for them. So that's what made me want to write the book. And then but what happened was, like I said, I'm 40 under 40. Business West caught wind of what I was doing with the kids at Job Corps. and they wrote like this 2.5-page spread about me in the book in Job Corps. And because of that, a lot of the local, we have a lot of colleges around here. A lot of the colleges started calling me to speak, and I started doing this public speaking stuff. And then from that, people would want me to do consulting work with them. And then so I started doing consulting work, talking about, launching and standing out. And then I realized like a lot of the questions were the same I was getting. So I'm like a systematic guy. Like I always believe in building systems to be efficient. So then I end up launching standout.com, which have a bunch of courses that go along with the book. So I was doing that. So that was part A. Part B was the same time. One of my mentors was John Sortino. He's the guy that started the Vermont Teddy Bear Company. And with Vermont Teddy Bear, John was doing like $120 million selling teddy bears. And like he taught me a lot about business. Between him and Mike Hitrich, who did $500 million selling candles with the Yankee Candle Company. So John, I said to John, hey, John, I want you to break down like how you make your first 100,000. Because talking to Mike and John, I realized, and they never spoke to each other. Those two didn't know each other. I knew both of them. But talking to both those guys, I realized like they were saying the same way how they made their money. And I realized it was a system. So like I asked John to do this course with me called the 100 Grand Plan, because I figured I could teach people how to launch. I could teach them how to stand out. And if the 100 Grand Plan, we show them how to make their first 100,000 systematically, just kind of doing what these millionaires do. It'll be a cool thing. So that's what I was focused on. And then from the 100 Grand Plan Mastermind, which we still have every Monday at noon, we still have these mastermind calls to go along with the course that John and I created. But some people in the mastermind, even though I was teaching them how to do this stuff, marketing stuff, and like breaking it down real simple, they was like, Mike, I need your help. So can you do it for me? And I was like, okay, cool. So I'll form like a small agency and do some create your ads and do media buying and stuff for you like that. I don't mind doing that. So I created this really small agency. And then through that agency, buying all these screens across the country and doing all these media buys across the country, like I realized like I like where the space is going. I want to be in this space. I just took a mental note that once, because my goal was to lose 100 pounds. I said once I got under 200 pounds, I was going to start a business again. So December of 2019, I jumped on the scale and I was 197. So I was like, all right, let's go. Time to go. So then I bought my billboard truck. It took a couple months to get here, and then March 9th we started. So that's the backstory to getting to March 9th.
And see, that's crazy because like this is a very unique truck.
Yeah.
Very unique truck. You don't see this. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, man. Like, see, this is the thing, man. If you like, a lot of people see the billboards on the side of the road, the digital billboards on the side of the road, and a lot of industries is switching over to digital, man. Like, it's a really great opportunity. Like, we actually working on our licensing agreement now, because my goal is to have trucks like this all over the country. But I don't want to. It's a very difficult business. Like I always tell people, like, for example, there's a lot of snow out here. And just because you buy a snowplow truck doesn't mean you're going to get contracts. Doesn't mean people are going to hire you to move their snow. You know what I mean? So like the business side of it is really difficult. But like I said, I'm a systematic thinker. So I'm figuring out, the systems to make it work. And I actually, we're in the middle of getting paperwork done to officially launch that truck out in South Carolina. But what I've been doing over the past couple of months was working with my guy out there, and it's helping him. I'm feeding him the systems that we're building over here that's working for us, and just giving him the lingo to talk to people really, and just kind of understand how to get them to buy. And he's getting results, you know what I mean? So like, matter of fact, I think yesterday or today is all blurring now. We was on the phone and he told me he was able to book 20 hours at his premium rate using some stuff that we talked about. So like when I roll out when I roll out my licensing agreement or eventually my franchise model, I don't want to just sell people a truck. I want people to have a whole process and a system to follow to generate revenue. I want to sell people an asset. So that's what we're building right now. Because ultimately, my ultimate goal is to take the company public. So that's what I want to do with it.
Yeah, and I notice you're big into like the stock game too. So we can get into that later, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But this, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it, this is very unique. We have digital billboards around here, but no mobile digital billboards. So it's like you might be driving, you look to the left, you look to the right, you see that Wendy's sign pop out at you like, whoa, where that come from? You know what I'm saying? The
That
truck look good.
you more than
Huh?
likely to drive right in there and get one of them fish sandwiches.
Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with this Ashley Cole. I don't even know who that is. It says she's a virtual MC, TV correspondent, you know what I'm saying? Seasons Magazine, CT Voice. If you see this type of stuff, and that's how marketing works, it's like a brainwashing technique. You know what I'm saying? Not
Yeah.
to put any negative connotation on it, but it's kind of like brainwashing.
Well, what it is, like how I like to say it, like marketing informs people about things that they would love to know about if they knew they existed, right? So when you look at being in traffic, a lot of buying decisions are made in the car, right? For example,
Facts.
because you're thinking about the things you have to do. All the windows are closed, sensory deprivation. Your brain's going, here's what I need to get done. Then boom, you see an ad for something that you want. You're more than likely going to respond to that, right? So like it's really cool, man. Like for me, my favorite part about the truck is creating the marketing messages that go on the truck, right? Because if you don't have the right messages and you don't have the right imagery and you don't have the right, ads, you could be on the truck all day and nothing will happen. So for me, like I get the biggest thrill when the client, like for example, we did a campaign for this local food truck called Fish Grease, and Lorena actually did my hair as well. So when she was doing my hair, we was talking, and she was like, "Yeah, when you did what you did, I thought we would get busy, but I don't think we was gonna get that busy." So like when the first third, because they open Thursdays and Saturdays, right? So we started running the campaign on Tuesday, and like by Thursday, they had like 500 and something people that shared one of the articles that we created for them. So I told her, if you think about it, so you got like 500 and some people that shared it. That means, and everyone has an influence of about 2-3 people. You're looking at about 1,500 people that may have just learned about your thing. So just think about it. You take 1,500 people. If about 100 to 150 new people come there to your spot, that's a lot of business for you. See, a lot of people too, like when it comes to like local marketing, they always like to look at going viral and all this other stuff. And so Springfield has about 150,000 people. So if 1,500 people in the Springfield area is talking about your thing, that is locally viral, right? So the numbers may not look sexy on Facebook, but like I don't know too many businesses, small businesses, that could get 100 to 200 new customers in one day and be able to sustain it. So like that's the kind of thing. And I love to teach marketing. So I like to teach people how this stuff works, because if you understand how it works, then you know how to do more and more of it. And like ultimately the goal is to turn your business into ATM, to turn your business into an asset that just produces revenue for you.
Listen, anybody tuning into this, if y'all are into marketing or you're trying to learn more about marketing, pick up the gems that he's dropping, because I've been listening to him. Like I'm deep listening to this, like I'm concentrating. He's dropping a lot of things. And yeah, you're right. A lot of people focus on going viral because that's the thing to do in this new social media era. However, with you having that truck out there, that'll beat going viral any day.
Yeah.
Forget going viral. What about if I'm on my drive to work and I look, like I said, to the left or to the right, and I see this truck with this beauty supply store sitting in my face? Especially if I'm a woman, I'm going to go to that beauty supply store. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, it answers your subconscious. Or like if you about to, just say you about to buy a coffee and you look up and you see, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts on there with the daily deal, you turn it right into that drive through. It's like it's a powerful media, man. Like billboards as a whole, static or digital, even or mobile. Like it's just a really good way to communicate with the community. Like it's a staple. You know what I mean? Everyone sees it, so there's like one common thought everyone has for that moment.
5 years down the line, what are you trying to do with the standout truck?
The goal is to have them all over the country and eventually global. And like I said, the goal is to take the company public. So I wanted to be publicly traded on the stock market.
Y'all heard it here, exclusive. So if y'all get y'all Robinhood apps, y'all Webull apps or whatever,
Get ready.
and 2-3 years from now, y'all open it up and y'all see the standout truck, y'all knew where that idea was birthed at. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell my sons, man, like, you got to understand, like, I'm, in all honesty, man, like I'm the type person I could work at McDonald's as a manager and be happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. But I'm building for my sons, the 13, 14, and 16. And the goal is to, and for them, and then I'm really building it for my great grandchildren, because I expect my sons to take care of my grandchildren. So if I'm building something for 10 years from now, and 30 years from now, and 60 years from now, like I just have to build a solid foundation, and take care of my clients, take care of my customers, and show my kids how to run businesses, like, honorable businesses, and just do things above board in the right way, and just build a foundation, a strong foundation, and then just keep moving keep building one brick or one block at a time.
Okay, outside of the standout truck, you already said that you do like the mastermind calls, ain't that what it's called?
Yeah, the
You
100
also
grand
have
plan. Yeah.
you also have like a basketball team. Let's see, let's get to that.
Overlook. Go from overlook to overbook, baby. It's all about celebrating work. Like, right? So if you overlooked, whether you play basketball or not, no sport, if you overlooked in anything, the only way to go from overlooked to being overbooked is by doing the work when no one's looking. Right? So like what a lot of people, like, now everyone embraces Kobe and the mama mentality. But I remember I've been a Kobe fan from when he was coming out of high school, and people used to call him cocky. And I never thought he was cocky. I just thought this kid has some serious confidence in himself, and I didn't know nothing about him. But I'm like, he's got to be pretty decent to go from high school to the league, because no one was really doing that. I remember like Kevin Garnett, or maybe then Moses Malone, or whoever was before. It wasn't like a long list. Like it kind of picked up now. But so what I always loved about Kobe was that, like, everybody, his peers, they all said the same thing. They know that boy work. Like, he's the first one in the gym. He's the last one to leave. He's the MVP, and he's still coming. You know what I mean? So like his work ethic was always crazy. So like that's the only way to go from overlooked to overbooked, is to put in the work. So that's why I named my kids' basketball team Overlooked, because I want them to always have that feeling where you always got to put the work in. Like you could be the MVP and feel like you overlooked, right? Because you'd be like, man, I should have been the MVP 3 years in a row. So they overlooked me. So now let me get back to the gym and start working again. So it's like work ethic. It's all about work ethic, putting in the work.
Now, before we go any further into that basketball team, my chiropractor, who I actually had on the show Tuesday, he had a question about your marketing. He said he's late to the video, of course, but a couple of questions. What's the cost, and what area does the truck go to? And he said there's a lots of wisdom being shared here. Appreciate that, Dusty.
Yeah, so it's pretty affordable, man. We keep it within the $100 to $200 range. We have a group buying program where people could join a cohort. But like right now, my truck covers the Massachusetts and Connecticut area, and I also have a truck out in South Carolina. And wherever he is, just call me or shoot me a text at 413-356-0820, and then we could talk. I may have some people in your area, and we might be able to do something for you too.
Well, we're down in the Macon, Georgia area. I know you say you got a guy in Carolina who just started up.
Yeah, he services out there.
He services in the Georgia area?
Yeah, he'll come out. So for that truck to come out, you would have to do a day campaign, which would last between 8 and 12 hours, because that way, we wouldn't necessarily drive 4 to work an hour, but he'll service you for the whole day, and then we'll take care of you that way.
Look, Dusty, anybody else in the Macon area who's watching this, whether it's present time live, whether it's in the future, whatever, this is his number. He has a guy in the Carolina area. You want to get that mobile advertising going, hit that number, set up a day of advertising on the mobile side. And like I said, you got the digital ads, they gonna cost you out the kazoo. Wow, you know what I'm saying? They gonna bust your head. But with this mobile, and then the thing about the digital ad, it's only gonna be in one spot, that digital billboard. This mobile, you're gonna move all throughout Macon, Georgia. You're gonna move all throughout Central Georgia, North Georgia, South Georgia, wherever you needed to go, wherever that route is set up at, you can get people seeing you, locally, nationally, whatever you need done.
And then the cool thing too is people literally take pictures of your ads. It's the coolest thing ever, man. Like I love looking at Facebook and Instagram and seeing people like, hey, look at this truck I just saw with this Wendy's ad on it. It's like nowhere else do people take pictures of ads and like post them. It's pretty cool.
It's the truck, baby. That truck does something to the people, because like I said, it caught my attention. I've been friends with you on Facebook for a minute. I knew we weren't close though. I knew, you know what I'm saying, you were up in Massachusetts. And I'm like, dude, he got this truck. I've never seen anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's pretty fun, man.
Very unique, very smart idea. Like I said, he got the truck in Carolina. I'm down here in Macon, Georgia. Anybody else in the Macon, Georgia area, Middle Georgia area, North Georgia, you want to get the advertising going, hit them up. Your truck, how long do you drive your local truck? Is it an all-day thing?
So it depends. So sometimes we would have like, a 2-hour day. Sometimes it's a 12-hour day. It really depends on how much we book. Like it's constant working, getting new clients, then servicing my monthly clients and fitting it all in. And then also too, man, I'm big on like mental health, man. I'm big on, just resting the body, because the reason I got sick and the reason I gained so much weight was because of my first business. I literally didn't sleep. I didn't eat right. If I was eating, I was snacking. My wife was telling me, dude, you're getting big, bro. You need to lose some weight. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I can still play basketball. I can still touch the rim. I ain't big. And then boom, like I'm in the ICU, and I was like, yo, I'm not. So anytime, and I tell every entrepreneur this, every business owner this, yeah, we should hustle and grind and do all of that. But man, listen, you got one body and one life, take care of it. So like I try to schedule breaks in between where I just do nothing. And I'll tell people, yep, I'm doing nothing right now. And if, I like my personal motto, man, is to create dope stuff and stay sucker free. So dope people understand mental health. They understand taking care of yourself. They understand self-care. Like the suckers are the ones that try to make you feel bad for taking care of yourself. Like it's weird. You know what I mean? So like we stay booked, but like I told you earlier, like I also have a driver. So, some days when I don't go out, JP goes out, he takes the truck out, he knows the routes, and that's another thing too. Your business should be able to work without you. That's how you know you really got a good business, when it could work without you. So you could operate, if you think about it, we could operate like 24 hours a day if we wanted to.
Yeah. I got another question from my man, Derek James. He said, would you start a fleet? And he also already answered that. He was like, I asked him what was his 5-year goal, and he was like, yeah, he wants to make it national. He also has another question. Also, do you need any drivers and or sales rep?
Yeah, I mean, we always look in the bill, like, just like I said, just reach out, call me or text me, and let me know what you're looking to do. Because, like, for example, like I said, I have my attorney right now creating my licensing agreement, so we could we're gonna be licensing it out. We're gonna be helping people get into trucks. We're gonna be helping people learn the business model so they could be able to generate revenue. That's my thing. I don't want to just get people in the trucks. I want to get people into an asset. I want them to get my phone's buzzing now. People already texting. I want to get people into an asset because, like I said, this is a very difficult business. I make it look easy, I make it look sexy, but you got to understand, like I've been doing business and marketing since I was 9 years old. So like all the science behind it, I understand how it works. It's literally like breathing to me, but like it's not that simple for just anybody. So that's why I'm strategically and systematically building these systems, and that's why I'm so excited about the South Carolina truck. Because to see that guy generate revenue following the model is exciting to me, which means we'll be able to do that in Macon. We'll be able to do that in LA. We'll be able to do that in Idaho. It doesn't matter because we got a really, really efficient business model.
And see, you mentioned about driving that truck anywhere from 2 hours a day to, 12 hours a day. It can run all day. You also mentioned about gaining weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a driver as well. I used to deliver 8-hour days, 9-hour days on the road. You can gain weight easily and live a very unhealthy life, especially when you go to seeing things, like that out there on the road, like these wings, this melt or whatever. You go to seeing the collard greens and all that stuff. But one thing I noticed about you, Mike, you try to do a lot of like the smoothies, a lot of like the healthy food, a lot of like the, what is that? Self's juice.
South Juices, man. That's my girl, Linda's spot. She started that. She opened up like 3 months ago now. But it's like all natural smoothies, all natural fruit, like acai bowls. She does like quinoa salad. Don't laugh. You don't laugh until you try it. Like Mike, you don't look like a quinoa person, but listen, it's really good, man. And she's got them cupcakes. It's like hemp milk cupcakes, and it's stuff that, like, if you were like a meat eater like me, like I said, I'm a fat boy, man. I'm a closet fat boy. You tell me something hemp milk cupcake. I don't want it, but like you try that, you be back in line every day buying a hemp milk cookie, man.
I see you at her restaurant a lot.
Oh, it's amazing, bro. And you know what I like about it? Like I figured like this. Like normally, I'll pull into a drive-thru and eat some burger or something with a soda, and that's not helping me. I might as well just get me some overnight oats, right? And get me a Nipsey Hussle smoothie. Do that for breakfast. I got my little quinoa salad for lunch, and then come home and just pig out for dinner. Like, you know what I mean? I'm good because you sitting in that truck, like, you snacking because you listening to your Spotify or whatever, and you just snacking and driving, you chilling. Next thing you know, like you're diabetic, so you got to switch it up and be healthy. Like I'm actually about to go on this 90-day health regimen. So I'm just spending 90 days just eating healthy and lean and working out and exercising because I want to get back into that routine because I love that stuff. I want people to understand like this, like now, like there's so many like really tasty food options. Like it's not just tofu and like rice cakes anymore, man. It's like this natural food, man. It's the wave. Like one of the people in the 100 Grand Plan, they have this program called Veganish Foodies, whereas like it kind of show you how to eat like a vegan, but not really be a vegan. Like you could have your chicken, but like check this out. For lunch, do this thing instead. Try this thing. For breakfast, try this thing. So it's kind of like what I said, my breakfast and lunch, and then pick out for dinner kind of thing. But then you kind of realize that, you know what? This thing actually tastes good. I like that. I could eat more of that. This thing actually is good. And then you end up expanding your palate and expanding what you eat. And then you're not just eating fast food all the time. And the weird part is when you start doing that, then you go mess around and go eat some fast food, and it's like just feels like greasy and like dirty. Like it's a weird thing. Like, but that's me. So I just believe in always pushing myself and challenging myself. So that's what I got. I have the goal to get a flat stomach and the goal to play some golf, learn to play golf. Like my mother, my entire life been telling me, you should learn to play golf. And they're like, yeah, I don't want to play no golf. I like basketball. But like now, like I made this post like maybe like a month or so ago. And I was like, don't be afraid to suck at something new. So like my brain did not let that go. It's like, you need to play golf. Go suck at something new. So like, I love the challenge, man. I love not being good at something, I love having to put the work in to get better. Like that's the exciting part for me. Like the process. I love the process.
And you know what, Mike? You may not know, my diet is like that. I do smoothies. I usually do smoothies for breakfast. Well, first, I fast. I do intermittent fasting. I don't eat until 12 o'clock. I don't eat after like 9 o'clock at night. So, first things first, I do my smoothie. That's at 12. And then maybe like 2, 3 hours later, I have a light lunch. Really like something to snack on, something probably similar to that. We ain't gonna get into that. But then at dinner, I pig out. You know what I'm saying? I
That's
eat what I want for dinner.
So
I
so
already got that.
that what you got there. Let me tell you about that. So
Okay.
she's got the fruit on the top. Then I think it's dragonberry she's got there. And then at the bottom is like this avocado mix kind of thing. So the green you see in there, it's like an avocado. Bro, when you mix it all together,
Oh my God.
it's so good. It's just so good. It shouldn't even be that good. It like everything they said that came out of my mouth, dragon fruit and avocado doesn't even make sense to my brain. And then you mix it up and then you eat it. It's like, yo, this is so good. It's
Listen.
my favorite thing is that acai. Oh man, she like, yeah, man. Jazz be killing it with that stuff. She doesn't pay me to like promote her brand either. I just really, 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 really love it. Actually, she was on the truck, and she was the recipient of one of the. So we gave out a couple $1,000 grants to advertise for new businesses, and she was one of the 3 that got it. And like, so this is another thing too. She's so good at advertising and marketing her business because she really loves fruit and healthy living, healthy eating. She even had she got a video with her a couple years ago, like literally sitting next to Dr. Sebi because she went out to wherever he lived to meet with him. But she was like, she's really, really into it. Like right now, one of her biggest challenges is her business is doing well, but she wants to go back to school for nutrition to get better at it. So like when you take the store away and you go on her Facebook anyway, she's still sharing this stuff and doing this stuff anyway. So like, I think that to swing it back to the truck, I think that's why it's working so well for me because I love marketing. Like I love advertising. Like if there's no truck, I'm still talking about marketing and advertising. Like I love it. So like you gotta like when you're looking for something that you want to do, don't just look at the kind of revenue it could generate because if you're not really like into it, you're not gonna really get that revenue that could really get anyway, and it'd be a bigger headache. And some days when the money's not flowing as well as it should be, if money's just your motivation, you're gonna quit. So like make sure you whatever it is you pursue because there's a lot of ways. Like I got clients that make way more money than me, and they don't even like one guy. He has a tire shop. This dude he sells tires. He makes way more money than me. Right? He makes millions of dollars a year selling tires. So like, there's a lot of ways to get to the bag in this country. Like, so find something that matches what you love doing. Not necessarily matches your passion, but what you love doing. You may love clothes and you may make a killing selling thread. You know what I mean? So like, just find something that matches what you into.
Well, look, Mike, I'm about to shut this thing down. We don't hit the hour mark. I think we gave them enough for tonight.
We have to do part 2.
We got to listen. I do that for any of my guests and every one of my guests. We got to spin the block and do this again later down the line when you grow some more, when I grow some more. And look, we got to make it happen.
Yeah, I agree, man. So like what I would in closing, I just want people to know, like, you got to get a copy of this. Like I wrote this with love, man. This launch and standout. If you go to standouttruck.com, and you go in the store, you could get a physical copy of the book, and I'll sign it for you as well. So standouttruck.com/store or go to standouttruck.com, click the menu bar, jump in the store, and purchase a copy of the book.
Before we go, let me ask you this. Let me get you back on there because we do need to touch on that book. What exactly does that book touch on?
So it's real simple. It's a 3-part book. So launch is all about business ideas. So I give you 23 business ideas and business models. Not necessarily, you could start any of those 23, but my thing is I want you to look at those 23 and look at the business models and use it to create your own model or to improve your business that you have going on. And that's what people that read the is really easy to read. And that's the two things that they love about it, that it helps them start or grow, and it's easy to comprehend. And then the standout portion of the book is all about marketing and branding. Is like kind of helping you understand the building blocks of it. So if you build on a solid foundation, you understand what you need to do, then you could come up with a really cool marketing and branding strategy. And then the third part, which is a hidden part of the book, I got some gems in the back of the book where, because like the toughest part about being an entrepreneur or business owner is the mindset. So I put like a whole bunch of little, quotes and motivational notes in there to kind of keep your mindset going on those days when it's tough, because that's what really matters. This, like I said, it ain't the good days is the easy part with business, is those difficult days. That's what you got to go through. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And being an entrepreneur and a business owner, man, there's a lot of times you're going to take blows. And so the mindset part of the book is to help you get through those difficult days. So that's what the book is. It's really like I said, 3 books in one.
So to reiterate, pretty much the book is for people who want to start a business or already have a business, who need direction, need tips, need a little guidance on where to go, marketing tools, how to set themselves up for a future of success.
Yeah.
You also got the motivational part in the background. So Mike, where can they find that book? Well, you said it's at the standouttruck.com, right?
Yep, standouttruck.com in the store. So standouttruck.com/store. If they go to standouttruck.com, in the menu bar, just click on store and you'll see the book in there.
I need to get me one of those. Anybody in the chat who's interested in getting one of those, y'all need it. Matter of fact, if y'all looking to improve your business tactics, like myself, I need to work on a few things. I know sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I ain't firing on all cylinders. So I need to get one of those books. Y'all looking to improve your business or start a business, get you one of those books. Mike, I'm about to close this thing out like this. This your boy Mike Ryder, Mr. Accountability, the man behind the microphone. Y'all have just tuned in to another edition of Mike Ryder Talks. Let me get this going. Just like I do each and every week, you see the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Until we meet again, y'all be blessed. I love y'all.